Donald Trump's campaign co-chair, Chris LaCivita, has come up with what he thinks is like the most brilliant plan ever for how they're going to approach the last few months of this election. According to an interview that LaCivita gave to the Daily Beast at last week's Republican convention, LaCivita says what they're going to do now is they're going to accuse the Democratic Party of staging a coup to oust President Biden as their nominee. Let me read you this from LaCivita. Here's what's fascinating about it. You are watching a coup literally in front of your eyes. The attack as a coup plotter will be matched with a playbook that continues to attack President Biden's record, especially if Biden is succeeded by his vice president, Kamala Harris. And then Chris LaCivita added, "It's Joe Biden. You can't say you're cognitively impaired and not able to run for president and then continue to be president. If you're going to step down as a candidate for president because of cognitive reasons, then you have to step down as president." So LaCivita believes we got him. Because if Biden steps down because he's cognitively impaired, too cognitively impaired to run for president, then he can't serve out the rest of his term. Ha ha ha. And then if the Democrats are successful, we got them there. Do you? Because President Biden is not going to come out. And again, maybe he already did. We have to record in advance sometimes as one of those segments. He's not going to come out and be like, "Hey guys, my brain is just gobbledygook, so I can't run for president anymore." He's not going to say that. He's not going to say he is cognitively impaired. So on that front, LaCivita's messaging doesn't work. If he wants to attack the Democrats for staging a coup to force President Biden out as the nominee, well, that's not going to work either for a very specific reason. And that very specific reason is that polls have shown for almost a month now that a majority of Americans, not just Democrats, but a majority of Americans want the Democrats to replace President Biden as the nominee. So LaCivita's plan is to go out there, maybe having Trump do speeches, maybe running ads and telling voters the Democrats ousted their leader to replace him with somebody else, just like the voters wanted them to do. So your grand plan, your master scheme, Chris LaCivita, is to say that Democrats are giving voters what voters wanted, right? That's your plan. You're going to go out there and you're going to run ads telling voters that Democrats did what you wanted them to do. Isn't that bad? And the voters are going to look at that and be like, what? What the hell? Why would it be? We wanted this. And you're reminding us that the Democrats heard our concerns and did something about it. That's a good thing. So I don't know if Chris LaCivita is genuinely that stupid or if he just hasn't thought that far ahead. But I will say this. Donald Trump would be a far greater threat to the United States if he hired competent people, right? I mean, throughout his first administration, he hired people that would either tell him no, and then he'd replace them, but he'd replace them with yes men who were just bumbling buffoons, right? Like Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. He didn't hire real, honest-to-God, good lawyers to do it. He had Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, just bumbling buffoons out there trying to handle this thing. Same thing with his campaign. You've got LaCivita out there saying, we're going to tell voters that Democrats are doing what they wanted them to do, and he thinks that's a winning strategy. If Donald Trump ever, for once in his life, hired competent people, he would be a far greater threat to democracy than he currently is. But luckily, he only rewards, because his ego and narcissism force him to do this, he only rewards loyalty. He will weed out the competent people and pick the lapdog every day of the week. And that is one reason why he has been so unsuccessful so far with his last two presidential campaigns. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to fair and balanced yet. So please don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.